there, sweetie. You're June, right? I'm Tammie, Joe's new girlfriend. Nice to meet you. I'm sorry to message you out of the blue like this, but I found your number in Joe's phone and just had to talk to you.
Sorry. Who's this?
I just told you, silly. I'm Tammie. Oh no, don't tell me you didn't hear the news. Me and Joe go all the way back to middle school, you see. We met up for the first time in forever at our class reunion and, well, one thing led to another. And he wanted me to tell you that he loves me now, not you, and that he wants to get a divorce.
Joe, is it? I have no idea who you're talking about.
What? Oh, come on. Are you being for real right now? I'm talking about your husband. Oh, you poor thing. Are you in shock from losing your sweet husband, Joe, to his old girlfriend? It must be so painful to learn that you're an inferior woman to me in every way. And just so you know, don't get any silly ideas about winning him back, either. I already announced our engagement on Instagram. Oh, and I included a picture of the two of us getting all lovey-dovey as evidence. Now the whole world knows that Joe and I are deeply in love with each other. Now the only thing that is left for you to do is to be a good little girl and give Joe the divorce he wants. And then we can finally be together forever.
Ugh, this is not what I needed today. I still don't know who this Joe is that you're talking about. Could you do me a favor and give me his last name or something?
What? What is wrong with you? You have the same last name. You're married. Okay, I'll make it easier for you. His full name is Joe. Your last name. Got it?
Look, I'm trying to tell you, I genuinely have no idea who the person you're talking about is. But it seems like you're bound and determined to make as little sense as possible. So let me go check with my husband to see if he has any idea what you're talking about. Okay, Tammie?
And I'm trying to tell you, Joe is your husband. Don't you get it? Are you like drunk or something? Or I don't know, do you have like a mental disability or something?
You know what? I don't got time for this. I'm closing this DM. Bye. Hey Harvey, I'm really sorry to bother you while you're on a business trip, but can we talk for a second?
Hey babe, it's no problem at all. We can talk. What's up?
Okay, I've got something to ask you, and it's kind of an emergency.
Uh-oh, what's going on?
Do you have an old friend from middle school named Tammie? Apparently the two of you were classmates or something?
Tammie? No, I don't recall ever having a classmate by that name. I mean, I was in middle school. All my friends were guys.
Okay, well, maybe not in your class, but was there a Tammie in your grade or maybe in a class above or below you?
Yeah, no, I don't think there was anyone with that name at my school.
And do you know someone named Joe?
Joe? That's a pretty common name. Let me think. You know, somehow, something about that name does ring a kind of a bell, but I can't be sure if it's someone I actually knew personally or just someone that I knew of.
So you might know a Joe then?
Yeah, it's really faint, but something tells me that I did know someone by that name once. But I can't put a face to the name. I'll think about it overnight. If I remember anything, I'll let you know.
Okay, thanks Harvey.
So, do you mind if I ask what brought this up? You said it was kind of an emergency.
Look, I'm sorry to drop this on you all of a sudden. It's just that this afternoon, I got these really bizarre text messages from someone that I don't know, and how you reacted to those names would determine whether or not that the rest of the conversation was going to go a certain way or not. So I thought I'd check with you before I got into this whole main issue just to be sure.
I think I'm even more confused now than I was before.
Trust me, it only gets weirder from here on out. And I think it'd be easier for you to understand if you read them yourself, so I'll send you some screenshots and send them to you later. So let me know when you had a chance to read them, okay?
Gotcha. I'll be waiting. I read them, and now I'm even more confused than I was 20 minutes ago before reading them.
Right? I mean, that's kind of what I expected you to say.
Well, let me see if I got this straight. This Tammie person met up with her old boyfriend from middle school, Joe, at a class reunion and started an affair with him. And Tammie thinks that you're Joe's wife for some reason. So she spills the beans on her affair to you, then declares that she's going to marry Joe. And now she wants you, my wife, to divorce Joe, who you're not married to, so Tammie, his mistress, can marry him.
I say that sums it up pretty well, but I still have no idea what's going on.
I feel like I'm having an aneurysm just trying to comprehend this.
I think the most likely story is that she simply has the wrong phone number. But since I don't know anyone named Tammie, and neither do you, I don't really know what I should do about all this.
Hey, wait a second. Didn't she say that she got your number from Joe's phone, whoever that is?
Yeah, you're right.
That's the case. Then that would mean that Joe had your name and phone number on his phone, right?
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right about that too. But the thing is, I don't know anyone named Joe. I mean, if I could at least get his last name, then maybe I can get one step closer to solving this bizarre mystery, you know?
Tammie said that you have the same last name. Is that anything for you to go on?
Well, I never did end up giving her my actual last name. I was kind of torn, if I gave her my last name, then I might be able to put an end to her confusion right then and there, but at the same time, I felt like it would be best for me not to give her my information so she knows who I am.
That was good thinking. I'd say, who knows what she would have done if she got your full name? Well, it's like you say, there's really nothing for us to go on at this point. My last meeting over here is in the morning, so I'll be coming home tomorrow. If you feel unsafe staying in the house by yourself tonight, why don't you head over to my parents' place? I'll call my mom to let her know you're coming if you want.
I think I would probably be able to sleep easier if someone else was here with me. Thanks for taking the time to talk with me, Harvey. I know you're really busy over there.
Hey, it's no trouble at all. I'm here for you. Let me know if anything new happens, okay? Good night, June. I love you.
Good night, Harvey. I love you too.
June, I remembered.
Oh, good morning, Harvey. What did you remember? Oh, is it about the conversation from last night?
I know who Joe is.
What? Really?
I was talking with my colleague who came along on the trip with me. I brought up your mysterious texter without giving any specific details. And that's when I realized who Joe was.
Okay, who is it?
We're leaving the hotel right now. I just got into my car and I'll be on my way home soon. It'll be easier to explain in person than by text, so I'll tell you everything once I get home.
Okay, I'll be waiting. Ooh, I'm so excited. Okay, be careful on your way home.
Hey there, June. Are you still playing hardball on giving Joe a divorce? Come on, grow up. Seriously, set the poor man free.
Oh, it's Tammie, isn't it? How are you doing today?
Cut the small talk. Are you going to get a divorce or not?
Okay then, let's get right to the main point. First off, whose husband are you talking about exactly? I mean, if we don't get that settled, then we won't be able to have much of a conversation at all.
What? Oh my God. Are you still pretending you don't know who Joe is, your own husband? I am sick and tired of wasting my time. I want to marry my sweetheart Joe, so hurry up and divorce him. You miserable cow.
I'm not a cow, but hear me out. Just a moment. I've been doing a lot of thinking these last few days, and I think I realized a couple of things.
What are you going on about?
I'm not the June you're looking for.
Huh?
When you went through Joe's phone, you must have stopped at the first June you saw on his contact list, right? The June whose husband you slept with, who was probably right after me on that list.
Wait, what?
Yeah, in fact, I'm pretty sure I know who this Joe is now. And our last names are usually right next to each other alphabetically. So if you would have scrolled down just a little bit further, you might have noticed that there were multiple entries under just June, but I guess you just stopped short because you were just so anxious, you know.
I don't believe this. Wait, then what's your relationship with my Joe? I mean, your name was in his contact list, so it's not like you're a total stranger or anything. Who are you exactly?
I used to work with Joe.
Really?
Yeah. And Joe and I worked at the same company up until 4 years ago. We used to work together pretty frequently, so we both had each other's contacts on our phones. But Joe was never one to care much about new technology, so I bet he's still using the same phone he had back then, which would explain why my name and number were still on it.
Then why didn't you say anything about that the other day?
Trust me, I had a very good reason for that. Because, you see, back when we were working together, Joe always used his business name while he was at the office.
A business name? What is that?
It's like a pen name. Authors don't always write under their real names for various reasons, and Joe did the same thing in his business life. I only ever knew him by his business name, and that's why I wasn't sure who you were talking about. A friend of mine is still working at that company, and when I happened to bring up your text about Joe, she brought up his business name, and that's when I figured it all out.
Oh, I see.
Yes, it does. So I hope that you can see now that texting me and demanding that I divorce Joe isn't going to get you anywhere, so I'd appreciate it if you would stop texting me starting.
Okay, wow, oopsie. Okay, so I guess now I need to go find his real wife's phone number then. Ugh, these last few days were such a huge waste of time, and our wedding is this weekend.
This weekend?
Yep, and I rented out the restaurant that my uncle owns for the reception. It's going to be so great. I'm having a $20,000 wedding at my uncle's restaurant. And that's why I announced it at our engagement on Instagram. I invited all my followers, so I bet at least 100 people are gonna come. Maybe more, I don't know. So I've got to hurry up and find this real wife so I can get them to divorce by Saturday pronto.
You really are something else.
Okay, well, I don't need you for anything anymore, and you can go now. I've got to find Joe's real wife, and really, really fast. Bye-bye. Hey, June, do you think you can contact Joe for me?
Huh? I thought you said you didn't need anything from me anymore. I'm not the June that you're looking for, remember? We already discussed this.
Forget about all that. That's not what's important right now. I just need you to contact Joe as soon as possible.
Oh, I'm gonna regret asking this. Okay, what happened?
Today's the day of our wedding, but Joe still hasn't showed up. And none of his family or friends have arrived either. No one from his side of the wedding is here. I've been texting him and calling him all day, but he's not responding. I mean, what's going on? What should I do? Can you help me?
Oh boy, if I were you, I wouldn't plan on him coming anytime soon, to be honest.
Huh?
I actually heard about all of this from a third party, and apparently you got Joe drunk at the class reunion and then spent a night with him, right? And then you used a picture that you took together with him to blackmail him into continuing your relationship, and finally you tried to push him to marry you. Isn't that right?
That's not true! Okay, so maybe that's how our relationship got started, but that, as it may be, is a fact that we shared our love for each other time and time again after that. And it's gone on long enough that I'm positive that he does love me. For real.
Wow, that is an interesting theory. And if it was true, then why is he not there at the wedding waiting for you down the aisle?
Ugh, I'll bet his evil succubus of a wife has him tied up in their basement or something.
Wow, I'm actually starting to feel really sorry for you.
What do you mean?
The only means you have of getting someone to be with you is not to lie, trick, or threaten them.
Oh, how dare you!
Look, I'm only telling you this because Joe himself gave me explicit permission to tell you that in the event you ever tried to contact him again, he's no longer in this country.
What?
He found out that you had posted the picture you had taken of him for blackmail on Instagram. And after that, he immediately told his wife everything about how you got him drunk, took advantage of him, blackmailed him, and now how you were trying to force him to marry you. His wife could see from the way he was talking about it that he was truly terrified and was acting out of his own volition. She thought it would be the best thing for him if he were to step away from everything for a while, take some time to work on their mental health, and he resigned from his company. His wife knew a therapist who specialized in that sort of trauma who works at a clinic overseas, and they've already left the country together to go and get so much needed help from what you've caused.
What are you saying? Joe and I are getting married today. There's no way that can be true. I love him and he loves me. And we're in love, madly in love. And we're gonna be together forever. And he can't leave me behind like this.
Honestly, I say that you're madly, desperately in need of some mental help right now too.
Shut up! None of this concerns you, you miserable cow!
Yeah, I know. That's what I've been trying to tell you ever since you first started texting me that unfaithful day. And I have nothing to do with any of this.
But why isn't Joe answering me?
Simple. He got a new phone specifically to prevent you from ever being able to contact him again.
No, he can't do that! I won't let him hide from me! Tell me his new phone number right now!
I don't know his new number, and I wouldn't tell you even if I did. So for the last time, I am done dealing with your utter mess of a crazy life. Never contact me again.
This can't be happening. Today was supposed to be the happiest day of my life! Where are you, Joe? Give me back my Joe!
She started spamming me with texts demanding that I give Joe back to her, which continued despite explaining multiple times that I don't have Joe. So I blocked her. I heard about everything that happened after that from my husband, who also works at the same company. The day after the wedding, that never happened, Tammie stormed into the company's headquarters screaming, "Give me back my Joe!" at the top of her lungs. And unfortunately for her, he had already resigned. So her visit was completely pointless. The company called the police and her temper tantrum was put down. Oh, and I'm sure you haven't forgotten about the $20,000 price tag on the restaurant for her wedding that she was bragging about. It may have been her uncle's restaurant, but $20,000 is the sort of money that he couldn't simply overlook, even though it was his niece. So she's now working in the kitchen every day of the week until she's fully paid off her bill. And it's going to take a long, long time. Also, Joe and his wife are making preparations to sue Tammie for, well, just about everything that you could sue someone for. I mean, blackmail, defamation, sexual assault, you name it. So as bad as Tammie may think she has it right now, it's only going to go worse from here.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Good morning, Cindy. I just dropped my little Alex off in front of your house. I'll see you in 3 days. I hope he's not too much trouble for you. Bye-bye. Wait, what? I'm sorry. Hold on a second here. I just now woke up. And, what's going on? You dropped off Alex at my house? Isn't it obvious, silly? I'm asking you to look after Alex for a few days. I'm about to set off on a little 3-day vacation. It's going to be fantastic. So I'll come back to pick him up in the evening 3 days from now. This is the first time I've ever heard of this. Did you actually ask me to look after him for you? Did I say yes? Yeah, I did. I asked you just a few seconds ago. It's not like you've got anything to do, right? You're not busy. Oh, and don't worry, he doesn't have any allergies, so you can feed him whatever. Maddie, no, back up. Are you being serious right now? Like, really? Is this a joke or a prank or something? I've never in my life had anyone tell me to look after their kids so suddenly like this. Do I sound like I'm joking? No, I'm 100% serious, sweetie. I'm on my way to the airport right now. I don't have any time to waste. Like I said, I'll be back in 3 days to pick him up, so you two enjoy yourselves. This is not happening. Are you out of your mind? I cannot look after your kid for you. What makes you think you can just drop off your kid at my house and expect me to look after him? Turn around right now, come back here, and pick up your kid. I am not babysitting for you. Sorry, Cindy, no can do. If I turn back now, I'll never make it to the airport on time. That is not the issue. The issue is your child. I can't babysit for you, and besides, why am I the one you're doing this to? You have a husband, don't you? Family, friends, neighbors? Why couldn't you get one of them to look after Alex? I just trusted that you would be willing to help me out. I can always count on you in a pinch. Plus, there's a very important reason I can't leave Alex with my husband or family. I'm going on vacation with my boyfriend. How could I tell my husband about that? You understand, right? No. As a matter of fact, I understand even less now. Your boyfriend? Oh, come on, Cindy. You really don't get it? I have my husband and a boyfriend. Doesn't everyone? So yeah, I'm going on vacation with my boyfriend, and I can't let my husband know about it. This is an awful lot to take in. You're going on vacation with your boyfriend and hiding it from your husband? So, you're having an affair and you're asking me to help you cover it up? I don't know. When you put it that way, it almost sounds like I'm doing something really bad. But yeah, you can't tell my husband about this, okay? Don't worry, it'll be really easy. He's on a week-long trip for work anyway, so he's not in town. If I tried to leave Alex with my family or neighbors, they might get blabby to my husband, and I can't have that. I would never hear the end of it. That's why I need you to do me a favor, Cindy. No, absolutely not. Not a chance. There is no way I'm going to be an accomplice in you cheating on your husband and lying to your family. I mean, I would maybe understand this a bit more if we were actually close friends, but we're not close friends. I've only known you for 3 months, Maddie, and I've never met Alex. And now you want me to look after a child for 3 days who I have never met? How could you expect me to do this for you? I would have refused even with a month's notice. Oh, come on. What's the problem? It's not like you have anything better to do. You're a full-time housewife. Don't tell me you're too busy living a pampered life funded by your husband's money. And you only have one kid that's just 2 years old. How much work could a 2-year-old possibly be? One more kid in the mix won't change things that much. I am not a housewife. Maybe you should have bothered to ask me about that first. I work from home. And I have a major project with a deadline coming up soon. I am far too busy to look after Alex. So no, I cannot and will not look after him for you. Come back and pick him up. And for the record, I wouldn't even agree to look after him if I was just a full-time housewife. Did you actually think I would believe that story? Ugh, grow up, Cindy. I have a super-duper important project. You're an awful liar. Worse than that, a liar and a parasite. Excuse me? Exactly what is that supposed to mean? I'm a parasite? I don't know what you're so confused about. It's pretty obvious what I mean. But anyway, since you're a housewife with nothing better to do, there's nothing stopping you from taking care of Alex. After all, babysitting is the only value you provide to society. You've got some nerve, Maddie. I gotta go now, Cindy. I just got to the airport. And don't worry, I'll be back in 3 days. Oh, and I forgot to put a change of clothes in his backpack, so you'll need to do his laundry every day. Bye-bye. For the love of God, Maddie, what is wrong with you? Are you actually dropping your kid off with a practical stranger so you can go cheat on your husband? You're unbelievable. Answer me, Maddie. You're not on the plane yet. Wait a second. I'm looking outside my front door right now, and I don't see Alex anywhere. This is bad. He's not here. Are you sure you dropped him off at the right house? Maddie, I have no idea where Alex is. Maddie, answer me right now. Hey there, Cindy. I am back from my vacation. I had such a wonderful time. It's kind of depressing I have to go back to my ordinary life. Thanks so much for taking care of Alex for me. I'm getting in my car right now, and I'll be over in a bit to pick him up. Hello again, Maddie. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. That makes one of us anyway. Thanks to you, things have been in a state of utter chaos around here for the last 3 days. I'm so sorry to have troubled you. I hope Alex didn't take too much time away from that mega super hyper important project you were working on. You're such a drama queen. I am far too tired right now to care about your snide remarks, so I'll just ignore those pot shots. Uh-oh, somebody's angry. Don't worry, Cindy. Next time, I'll be sure to give you a few days' notice, okay? Next time? There's not going to be a next time. Seriously, you're an unbelievable drama queen. Was it really so bad to actually contribute to society for once in your life? I think you've enjoyed the sweet life of leeching off your husband's money for long enough. You can do something useful every now and then. Man, I am so jealous of you. It must be great to be a housewife. It's too bad I actually have that little thing called ambition. I already told you, I do have a job. I am not a housewife. But be that as it may, housewives provide immeasurable benefits to society in a wide variety of ways. It's not just child rearing. Don't you know that women, particularly homemakers, make the vast majority of consumer purchases? They're a major driving force in the economy. And my own mother was a housewife, so I'll thank you to stop mocking them. My anger is starting to override my exhaustion. Geez, someone woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning. Anyway, I'm on my way to pick up Alex now. I really appreciate you helping me out. I'll be sure to come to you again next time I need a babysitter. Don't waste a trip. Alex isn't here. What? He's not? Okay, seriously now. Enough with the jokes, Cindy. Joking about having an important job is one thing, but joking about my kid? That's too far. I'm not joking. Alex genuinely is not at my house. Wait. You're not joking? Alex isn't there? What's going on? To make a long story short, your husband came to pick Alex up on the first day of your vacation, and Alex has been with him ever since. I told your husband all about your trip with your boyfriend, too. Your husband took Alex to stay with his parents out of state for the time being. What? I already told you. Enough with the jokes and lies, Cindy. How would you even be able to contact my husband? You don't know his number. You're getting to be super annoying. It seems you don't understand just how much trouble you're in, so I'll explain everything from the beginning. I'll speak in very explicit detail so you'll be sure to understand. To recap, the first day of your trip, you texted me out of the blue demanding that I babysit your child. When I went to my front door to look for Alex, I couldn't find him anywhere. I started frantically searching the area before he got hit by a car or kidnapped. So I called around to my friends in the area to help. One of my neighbors eventually found him in a nearby park and stayed there with him until I could come to meet her. I explained to her the situation with you going on vacation and leaving Alex with me unannounced. Needing to find some way to contact your husband or his parents, I started asking around to everyone in the neighborhood if they knew their phone number, email address, or anything like that. Obviously, people were very curious as to why I suddenly had your child thrust upon me. So I explained to them all the details of you, your affair, and the vacation you were going on with your boyfriend. You what? And by an amazing coincidence, the younger brother of a friend of the person who lives 3 doors down from me went to high school with a friend of one of your husband's former college football teammates. We went down that line and were able to get your husband's phone number. That former teammate called your husband and got him to come back early from his business trip. After that, he came to pick Alex up and took him to his parents' place out of state, which brings us to where we are now. Just about every single person within a 10-mile radius knows about your salacious affair now. This was an unintended side effect, but I hope you can understand that I had no other option. You can't! How could you? How could you go blabbing about my personal business to everyone in the neighborhood? I explicitly told you to keep it a secret. And not only did you tell everyone in town, you told my husband? The person I wanted to keep it a secret from the most of all. What were you thinking? Actually, let me correct you there. You told me that I couldn't tell your husband about it, and I didn't tell your husband anything. You didn't tell me I couldn't tell anyone else about it. Don't give me that. I obviously meant for you to keep it a secret from everyone. How could you go around telling everyone in the town about something a friend told you in confidence? Some friend you are. Friend? What do you mean, friend? You show up one morning at my house and drop your kid off expecting me to babysit him while you sleep with your boyfriend. You insult me and housewives in general by calling me pampered and a parasite. And you expect me to treat you like a friend and keep your affair a secret from the people most affected? Let me ask you something. Why on earth would I do anything to help out an unfaithful wife, irresponsible mother, and all-around amoral slimeball like yourself? And in the first place, I'm not your friend. I'm not a slimeball. I notice you didn't refute the other 3 things I called you. You're just awful, Cindy. How can you talk to me in such a terrible way? You don't have any right to speak to me like that. I deserve to have a boyfriend. I work. I contribute to society. You're nothing but a parasite. So what if I was having an affair? That's none of your business. All you need to do is shut your mouth and do as you were told. Seriously, where do you get off talking so high and mighty to me? You're trash, Maddie. And if you were just trash, I might have let things slide. You're right. What concern of mine is it when someone I don't know has an affair? Lots of people I don't know have affairs. It's none of my business. But then you went out of your way to make it my business. And when you did make it my business, all bets were off. Honestly, I didn't really need to tell everyone about your affair to have them help me find Alex. I wanted to tell everyone. It felt so satisfying seeing the look on their faces as I told them every salacious detail. You bitch! I will never forgive you for this. My husband might divorce me because of what you did. What I did? When your husband inevitably divorces you, it will be because of what you did, namely abandoning your child with a stranger while you slept with your boyfriend. I swear to God, if my husband divorces me, I will destroy you. I know where you live, Cindy. Oh dear, are you threatening me right now? I think this calls for a conversation with my uncle, who is a partner at the biggest legal firm in town. You've probably seen his face on billboards. Who knows? Your case might end up on one of their TV commercials. You'll be famous. Wait, a lawyer? Your uncle's a lawyer? Can you give me his number? Why? Duh, my husband's definitely gonna divorce me. I'm gonna need a really good lawyer if I want to make it out of this with my lifestyle intact. If I hire your uncle, I might even be able to keep custody of Alex. Wow. Just wow. Not but 30 seconds ago you were threatening me, and now you want me to help you? Are you bipolar or something? You need help. Not that I'm going to give you any. You need a therapist, not a lawyer. Well, actually, you probably need both. You have to help me. It's your fault that all of this is happening to me. You're going to take responsibility for your actions. You chose to have the affair, you chose to go on a vacation with your boyfriend, and you chose to abandon your child at a stranger's house. Which one of those things is my fault? Any consequences from this are 100% on you, not me. Do you have any idea the kind of financial damage this is going to cause me? Look, I'm sorry, okay? There, I said it. I'm sorry for calling you a parasite, and I'm sorry for dropping my kid on you so suddenly. So come on, give me a break. Tell your uncle to defend me pro bono. No, I never want to speak to you again in my life. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's late and I have a big day ahead of me tomorrow, so I'll be taking my leave now. Goodbye. I blocked Maddie's number immediately after that. However, I made sure to preserve our message history so that I could give it to her husband's lawyer in preparation for the lawsuit. And once I did that, it was officially no longer my business, so I let Maddie's husband take care of it himself. I heard through the grapevine that, sure enough, Maddie's husband divorced her and won a massive judgment against her for her affair. He also won full custody of Alex and got to keep nearly every single piece of their joint property, leaving Maddie practically penniless. With no one else to turn to, Maddie tried to go to her boyfriend for help. But once he learned Maddie's husband's lawyer was trying to serve him with a lawsuit, he disappeared overnight. Maddie's parents were left with the unfortunate task of cleaning up after her mess. They weren't going to let her get off scot-free, however, and are making her earn her keep by having her be the live-in caretaker for their elderly relative. Ugh. Why did that awful woman have to go and drag me into her tangled mess? Of course, the one person who I'm the most concerned about in this whole affair is their son, Alex. After the divorce, his father moved closer to his parents out of state. Apparently, Maddie was never a very affectionate mother to him. His grandparents, however, always loved him and are giving him all the affection he could ever want now. So he's now a much happier child than he was when he was with his mother. I guess that's the silver lining. Imagine if poor Alex had to live his whole childhood being raised by that woman. Yikes. But then again, none of that is any of my concern anymore. Thank God.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.